Hello students. Today we are going to start our next chapter, that is chapter number 9, some applications of trigonometry. Okay. So in the previous chapter we have learned about trigonometry, that is introduction to trigonometry. In that we have learned that trigonometry is related with only a right angle triangle. Okay. So we have seen that trigonometry is related with only a right angle triangle. Okay, let us consider that this one is a required right angle triangle ABC, right angle at point B. Then after that we have learned in this right angle triangle we can make use of that six trigonometric ratios, that is sine, cos, tan, sec, cosec, cot. Okay, so that six trigonometric ratios we can make use in this right angle triangle. Now other than that we have learned about some trigonometric values for different angles, that also we are going to use in this chapter. For example, sine 0, tan 90, cos 60, these all are what trigonometric values for different angles. So we have to make use of that values also in this chapter. Now why to use that value and when to use that value. Okay, so now first condition is that why we should make use of that values. Okay, so in trigonometry we have learned about the trigonometry is related with the right angle triangle. Now what are its applications? Okay, where can we use this trigonometry? Okay, so one simple example, we can make use of this trigonometry to know the height of any object. Okay, or we can know the distance of any object from us. Okay, so for that purpose we can make use of this trigonometry. Okay, but now for finding that one, some minimum requirements are there. Okay, so let us learn it one by one. Now first condition, heights and distances. Okay, now let us consider that a person is standing here. Okay, this one is the ground level, a person is standing here. Now he is observing at an object, this one is our object. Okay, which is placed on the top of a building. Let us consider that this one is a building. Okay, at the top of the building an object is placed, a person is watching that object or looking at that object from ground. Now we have to consider that some lines. Okay, so this line which is straight from his eyes, okay, is known as horizontal. Remember what I told, the line which is straight from eyes, okay, is known as horizontal. Okay, then now next one. Now here we can see that there is one more line. Okay, so this line is known as line of sight. Okay, sorry, this line is known as line of sight, as we can see over here. Okay, now between this line of sight and horizontal an angle is formed, so that angle is known as angle of elevation. Now again remember, the line which is very straight, the line which is straight to the eyes is known as horizontal. From this, now this person is watching an object which is placed above the building, so where he is watching, that line is known as line of sight. Now between this line of sight and horizontal an angle is formed, that angle is known as angle of elevation. Now why angle of elevation only? Because he is watching above the horizontal. So remember that whenever the line of sight is above the horizontal, the angle form will be elevated angle. So the angle is known as angle of elevation. These are some basic terms which you should keep in mind. Okay, now let us consider that the same person, now he is standing on the top of a building. Now this one is our building, so the person is standing on the top of the building. He is watching a substance, an object is kept on the ground. Okay, so this is our ground level. Okay, now from here he is watching that object. Okay, so now the straight line to his eyes is known as, yes, it is horizontal. Okay, now where he is watching that object, so that line is known as line of sight. Okay, now between this horizontal and line of sight, again an angle is formed. Let us consider that angle to be theta. Okay, now that angle is formed between what? It is below the horizontal. It means that the person is watching downside. Okay, so if the angle is formed below the horizontal, such an angle is known as angle of depression. Okay, so these two conditions you have to remember, that whenever the line of sight is above the horizontal, we are getting angle of elevation. Whenever the line of sight is below the horizontal, we get angle of depression. Okay, now next condition. Now let us consider that ABC is a triangle where angle B is 90 degree. That is, ABC is a right angle triangle. Okay. Now for finding, in this triangle there are one, two, three sides. Okay. For finding any side, we should know minimum two things. Okay. So either we should know any two sides, then we can find the angle. Okay, or if we have an angle in any one side, we can find the third side. Okay, so in all there are three unknown values. Out of these three, we should have any two. Okay, remember that I have not marked here, but then also we can consider that either this side or this side. Okay, so in the figure, minimum two things we should have, so that we can find the third unknown values. Okay, now let us solve an example based on this one. So here we have an example. Now it is given that a tower stands vertically on the ground. Okay, so first let us consider that figure. So let us consider that this AB is a tower which is standing vertically on the ground. Okay, that is BC. So if it is standing vertically, it means that this angle will be 90 degree. Now from a point on the ground which is 15 meter away from the foot of the tower, so now this AB is the tower, so this one is foot of the tower. From this point 15 meter away, so 15 meter away, let this point C be the point which is 15 meter away from the foot of the tower. The angle of elevation of the top of the tower means from this point we have to watch at the top of the tower. Now remember that from here, if we are watching, the straight line will be the horizontal and this line will be the line of sight. So line of sight is above the horizontal. So what angle will be formed here? That will be angle of elevation. Okay. So of the tower is found to be 60 degree. We have to find the height of the tower. Now this value we have to find. Now as I told that if you want to find any one value in this triangle, we should know minimum two values. Okay. So already we have the distance between the foot of the tower and the point from where the the top of the tower is seen. So we have this distance and at the same time we have the angle. Okay, so what is the angle of elevation? That is 60 degree. Okay, now so first we have to mention in figure AB is the height of the tower. Okay, and BC is the distance between foot of the tower and the given point, means from here we are going to watch at the top of the tower. Okay, now next one. Now in triangle ABC, angle B equals to how much? It is 90 degree. Okay, so we can make use of what? Trigonometric ratios. Now if you look at this one, if this one is 90 degree, now we want to find this value. For this angle, this side is opposite side. Which side? Opposite side. Okay, and this BC is what? Adjacent side. Okay, so for this angle C, AB is opposite side, BC is adjacent side. So which ratio we have? We want to keep this one in numerator. So which ratio we have as opposite upon adjacent for this angle? So we have opposite upon adjacent is nothing but tan. So we will write here tan 60. Okay, so we know that tan 60 equals to opposite upon adjacent. Remember why we took tan 60? Because the sides are opposite and adjacent. If suppose we were supposed to find this one, then it could have been different. Okay, now We know the value of tan 60. What is the value of tan 60? It is root 3. Okay, so that we have written here. Now, what is the name of the opposite side? So, AB, and adjacent side is BC. So, that we have written here. Now, amongst this AB and BC, AB is the height of the tower, that is unknown. But we have the value of BC, that is how much? 15. So, we have written here that value. So, it is 15. So, we'll make here 15. Okay. Now, next one. Now, this 15, we want AB alone on one side. So, we will change the side of this 15. This 15, if it comes on this side, it will become 15 root 3. Okay. So, what is the value of AB? So, value of AB is nothing but 15 root 3. So that value we are having here. Now what is AB? AB is nothing but the height of the tower. So final answer is that height of the tower is how much? So that is 15 root 3. Okay. So in this way, by understanding that what angle is given and which side we have to find, we have to solve these examples. Okay. So this much is enough for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.